This lesson will go over informative speaking guidelines, reminders, do's and don'ts. So don't overestimate and or underestimate what your audience knows. At some point, you have felt lost because someone was speaking over your head, too much information, too much industry jargon maybe, and you felt a little lost. And sometimes what happens? You might not pay attention, you might feel stupid. So on the flip side is don't underestimate. Everyone here has been talked down to before. So you know what you need to do here. Understand who your audience is. That's why we got to know each other at the beginning of the class, was all of those activities. You can understand, get to know people a little bit more, get to understand what makes them tick. So with that, relate your subject to your audience. You can relate it personally, maybe as a student, someone in education, maybe you've done a survey to your class and you got information from that. Don't be too technical, and on the flip side, avoid abstractions. So give detail, but not too much that we're not going to remember as an audience. And then also don't be vague. Make it personal and be creative. Best methods for research. Don't rely on just one research tool. I know many of us will rely on the internet to get our information, but don't forget about the people around you. First-hand knowledge, research, maybe where you work. So rely heavily on facts, definitions, testimony, and examples. Think about all the different types of testimony we talked about. Lay, personal, prestige, expert, examples. It could be personal examples. It could be just a few different ones. Think about how to relate to your audience with this. Using reputable, unbiased sources. We discussed that. You'll need to do a source evaluation paper to decide what is a quality source. We have to remember dates, who funded it, all of that. Find interesting and relevant material from different perspectives, and that allows us to become a little less biased in our research as well. Consider the audience's learning style and needs. So it's a little different as an online class. And watch for information overload. So don't throw out a ton of statistics. Watch all that detail. We won't remember all of that. Some key things with the body. A review of the organizational patterns. Chronological, based on time. Spatial, based on distance or relative of space. Topical, clear, logical main points. Basic main points topic to support. Comparative and causal. Keep in mind these two, we want to keep it in informative speech. Don't let it go over too persuasive. So comparing only, not saying why one is better than the other. Cause effect, not why something needs to change. With all of these, you'll have between 2 and 4 main points. 2 and 4 main points. So let's discuss those main points. For the preparation outline, you'll use complete declarative sentences. Parallel structure and repetition. So think about our language devices, our first, second, third. Make sure all main points are balanced so everyone gets fair play time. You can visually see this on your preparation outline, and especially when you time it out, you'll be able to time out each section. Use subpoints for your supporting material, so that's where all of your, what I want to say, your meat and potatoes, all of your support, all of your substance comes in your subpoints underneath those main points. and make sure that everything you do goes back and supports that central idea. Once that main body is developed, then you can go back and finish off your introduction and your conclusion. Maybe you found a statistic, maybe you found a quote for it to gain attention and interest. Why did you choose this topic? Your credibility material. Why is it important for your audience to know about it? You can sometimes combine those. Keeping in mind, though, you may be able to combine parts of your introduction, but your introduction still needs to be 15 to 20% of your time. How will you relate it to your audience? Express that central idea and your topic. Just as you noted it on your outline, note it there. Now preview your main points. Then that works into the transition into your body. Your conclusion. Remember to review your main points. Have a memorable closer, just like how you gained attention and interest. Maybe you can finish off the story. Maybe you can re-quote a statistic or give another statistic. Inspire your audience for more, so end strong. A few other reminders here that you don't want to forget about. Be simple and clear with your language. Remember, would you rather a sizzling steak or just a hot steak? What would you rather, for those of you who eat steak, or me overall? Start to use inclusive words or singling out words even. Use we, you, us. Avoid the jargon. Use vivid language. Imagery, visual imagery. Use the words to paint the picture in your audience's mind. Language devices and tools. So repetition, same phrases, as well as your previews and your reviews, especially in transition. In your delivery, practice your speech with your presentation outline. So that delivery outline, once you get it into keyword, time it out again. Just use those keywords, short phrases to spark your memory. You can use an outline or note cards. I like to use an outline. I just create an outline from the Word document, from the previous preparation outline. I just take off words to create my speaking outline. And then always practice with your visual aid. And finally, time it out again. You have a 2-minute window. You do not want to get points taken off because you are over or under time. That visual aid, keep in mind, what does your topic need? What within your speech maybe needs to be enhanced? So what does your audience need? What does your topic need? Practice, make sure you practice with your visual aid.